I take argument, me only take ID. Cause hey, even the nice personal management lady, she, who a Indian lady named Miss Lee, me know her good, cause she interview me, and she give me the bunch of key. But she come where last year is about, money Rocky, oops, I left my ID. Me just look on her tough and say, oops, not enough, that naga working no Miss Lee. She turn red, then she stutter, then she splutter, then she reason, then she play. Me just kiss my teeth and show her what the sign say. Staff must show ID. She missed 2 meetings, cancel 3 appointments, and go back home at Clarendon for her ID. Because me is a gate man, key man, watchman, security expert. People love to respect me. Hey, even the big chairman and CEO guy, drive up with him chauffeur in I'm Chris SUV. Hey, yes, swim picture open at the guardhouse, and yes, the place named after him. But he never have no ID. So I give him the drill, but him park up there still. Till 5 broke and 7 more security interview. So me thumb down 2, kick down 2, and karate the other 3. Cause me is a game man, key man, watchman, security bad man. Nobody can stop me. Hey, it's last week, let me fire me. But me teeth, the bone shaky.
Three, two. Please be seated. Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Mr. Robert Bermudez, Vice-chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro-Vice-chancellor and Principal of the Mona campus, Professor Archibald MacDonald, University Registrar, Mr. William Aiton, Professor Ishenkumba Kawa, Deputy Principal, Mrs. Sharon Hay Webster, representing the Minister of Education, Youth and Culture, Campus Registrar of the Open Campus, Deans, faculty and staff, and other members of the Platform Party, former members of the Executive Management of the UWI, members of staff, both of the Mona campus and the regional headquarters, members of the Diplomatic Corps, retirees, other specially invited guests, new students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the UWI Mona campus and to our 2017 Matriculation Ceremony. A very special welcome to the new Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Mr. Robert Bermudez. We are pleased to have him join us today at our first official function for the new academic year. I would like to pause to pay tribute to a stalwart of the university who has passed. Mr. Cedric Hussell was one of the founding faculty of the University College of the West Indies, the precursor of the full-fledged University of the West Indies that we now enjoy. Professor Hussell, a young New Zealander educated at Cambridge University, was appointed the UCWI's first professor of chemistry and had the distinction of delivering the very first lecture to the pioneering medical class in October 1948. We pay tribute to him today and send our condolences to his family at this time. We wish to especially welcome and recognize our students from the Western Jamaica campus and the director of the campus, Mr. Patrick Prendergast. WJC, are you here? Can we see you if you're here? And we also welcome the live stream. They are seeing us. We may not see them, but they are all watching us on live stream from Montego Bay, and we especially welcome them. We recognize and welcome our new guild president, Mr. O'Shane Grant, and his guild councillors. We are delighted that students and staff from Knox Community College, where are you? Excelsior, there you go, Excelsior Community College and Brownstown Community College, who are participating in our nursing program, have joined us today. A special welcome to you. To all our local, regional, and international students who have been able to join us this evening, we say thank you for choosing the UWI as your preferred place to pursue your tertiary education. And I understand we have a special welcome to a group of young men from Kingston College. Are they here? Not here yet? Kingston College, are you here? Well, we'll look out for Kingston College. I think it's 40s forever, they say. So we will look out for Kingston College and welcome them this afternoon. At this point, we wish to pause to express our deep sorrow to all the peoples of Antigua and Barbuda, and especially to the 60 students of Antigua and Barbuda studying at the UWI Mona. We grieve with you over the devastation that Barbuda has experienced during the passing of Hurricane Irma. We also stand in solidarity with the peoples of St. Martin and the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Irma wreaked havoc last night, and want you all to know that our prayers are with you and your families at this time. Many of you may be wondering at the significance of this ceremony. It is indeed an important one in our academic calendar, because it is at this ceremony that all our new students are formally enrolled into the University of the West Indies by our Vice-Chancellor. The ceremony is held on each campus at the start of the academic life of the students. For those of you visiting us from high schools, we look forward to your participating in this very ceremony in the near future. Speaking on behalf of the entire management team of the UWI Mona, I can confidently state that we are here to ensure that your experience with us will not only heighten your intellectual prowess, but will also provide you with the necessary skills and competencies that you need to function effectively in the world of today. We commit to inspiring you, to supporting you, and to strive with you to reach your highest potential as you pursue your studies. We are confident of the quality and the dedication of our faculty members, the commitment of our deans. The Office of Student Services and Development will offer you a vast array of choices of extra and co-curricular activities aimed at ensuring that you become a well-rounded individual, able to make your mark locally, regionally, and internationally. For those of you who excel in sports, I know that you will find our sports program to be one of the best, if not the best, amongst all tertiary institutions locally. We have excelled in male football, female football, in netball, and in track and field, just to name a few. We are especially proud of our own Frederick Dakers on his outstanding performance at the IAAF Diamond League in Sweden and his achievements in reaching the finals in the recently concluded London World Championships. Let us hear it for Frederick. Our ability to contribute in sports has now been greatly enhanced by the introduction of a faculty of sport, an initiative spearheaded by our Vice-chancellor, who, in his own words, said, "No other civilization has produced as many sportsmen and sportswomen per capita as the Caribbean, and it gives us great pride at UWI to continue to contribute to this legacy." For those of you starting off your journey with us, we trust that this will be the beginning of years of positive experiences at Mona in Kingston and at the Western Jamaica campus in Montego Bay. For those of you pursuing our programs at other colleges, we expect that your experience will be no less rewarding. I encourage you to make the most of your time with us. We hope you will always remember this ceremony with a sense of accomplishment, knowing that your years of hard work at high school has resulted in today, your enrollment in the most prestigious university in the Caribbean. Welcome to the University of the West Indies, Mona. Thank you. It is now with great pleasure that I invite our Guild President, Mr. O'Shane Grant, to bring you greetings from the Guild. Let's hear it for O'Shane.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-chancellor, Principal, Deputy Principal, University Registrar, Campus Registrar, and the platform is a huge one. And my partner, Director of Student Services, Mr. Mackenzie, who ensures that I am always given the full support. But most importantly, welcome to the matriculants. And to ensure that I have peace in the council, special welcome to my councillors as well. You are now bona fide members of the university. This ceremony is one of great importance. Mind you, when it was my time, I didn't really understand why is it that I needed to be here. So I took the opportunity to read exactly what's the importance of a matriculation ceremony. So I can tell you that I wish I made mine, and I'm happy that you're here for your matriculation ceremony. Make the most of it. This is our university. Welcome to the family. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult at times, but that is what will make it fun. I promise you that when you get the different go-arounds to go to the different departments and different lines, when you look back on it, you will smile about it. Just ensure that as you pursue academics excellence, you ensure to strike a balance. Striking a balance is always very important. Not many of us manage to do that. And I implore you all as new students at the University of the West Indies, ensure that you trust yourself fully into university life, be it club or society, be it sport. But the most important thing is ensure that you have balance. Welcome to the university. Thank you.
Thank you, O'Shane. It's now my pleasure to introduce you to our principal, Professor Archibald MacDonald, who will bring an address to you. Professor MacDonald has had a rich history in the University of the West Indies. He is a former dean of the Faculty of Medical Sciences, a former deputy principal, and now he is the principal of the Mona campus. He was head of the Department of Surgery some years ago and was instrumental in the establishment of the Accident and Emergency Center at the University Hospital of the West Indies. Professor MacDonald has had services in hospital emergency services, in university administration, in medical education, and he has had an indelible impact throughout Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Recently, our principal was awarded the Order of Jamaica, the highest order, national honor, and for this we are very proud. It is therefore my pleasure now to invite Professor MacDonald to the podium to address you. Professor MacDonald.
Chancellor, Vice-chancellor, University Registrar, Campus Registrar, University Bursar, Mrs. A. Webster representing the Minister of Education, Deans of the faculties, other distinguished members of the University Administration, members of the Diplomatic Corps, matriculants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to do two things. Firstly, I would like to welcome our new Chancellor to the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. I believe this is his first official function as Chancellor, and it is certainly his first matriculation ceremony at the University of the West Indies. So let us welcome our Chancellor again. But matriculants, I think I would like to take a moment and ask you all to give yourselves a round of applause. Applaud yourselves. Some of you may be thinking that this sounds like a great idea, while others may be a bit confused as to why is the principal asking you to randomly applaud yourselves. For those who fall in the latter category, the answer is simple. You are applauding yourselves for becoming the cream of the crop. You are applauding yourselves for making the grade and becoming a member of an elite group of individuals who will eventually become graduates of this distinguished institution. You're applauding all the hard work and dedication that has gotten you to this point in your academic careers. More importantly, you're applauding yourselves. You're applauding a dream fulfilled, a dream that your parents, guardians, close friends and relatives have had for you since the moment they first laid eyes on you. Today's matriculation ceremony is not the run-of-the-mill induction into a new school. It is an introduction to a world of opportunities and possibilities that you created for yourselves simply by working hard and valuing the gift of an education. Congratulations to you all, and welcome to the most prestigious, regionally renowned University of the West Indies, Mona campus. Applaud yourselves again. As an academic community each year, the UWI's management, administrative, and academic teams gather to welcome you into our unique and exclusive community. The Matriculation Ceremony serves two purposes. The first, which I will expand on later, is to formally introduce you to the life of a UWI student. The second purpose, and one I believe is even more valuable from your perspective, is to formally display our support to you as you begin this new stage in your lives. As a team committed to education and which understands how challenging the next few years will be for you, it is important for us to let you know that you will not be embarking on this journey alone. No, you will not be doing this alone. The UWI staff is probably one of the most dedicated teams in Jamaica and the Caribbean. We are a team that recognizes our duty to you as our students and our duty to our country to help mold future generations of this beautiful island and the Caribbean. We have been through the rigors of a tertiary education, and we can appreciate how difficult it can potentially become. So take comfort in the fact that you are not embarking into the unknown alone, as there will be a team of experienced individuals guiding you every step of the way. The UWI community is one that is built on a supportive and inclusive foundation that will guide you along a path of success to becoming the exceptional pelicans you are all destined to be. The UWI community celebrates hard work, creative and innovative thinking, and values the content of your mind. We gladly welcome you into an academic community that is focused on cultivating a new generation of intellectually capable leaders who possess this ability to think outside the box in solving the world's greatest problems. When you graduate from the University of the West Indies, that is what we expect of you. We don't expect you to be able to recite portions of text. We expect you to be problem solvers. Today, distinguished matriculants, you'll be inducted into a community comprised of innovators, regional leaders, pioneering scientists, world-renowned authors, and historians. This is a community of leaders who have been the force behind positive change and growth for national and regional society, and one which will continue to make a difference in the lives of many worldwide. This is an exciting time for higher education in our country, and we are indeed honored to be able to celebrate this occasion with you. From someone who has been in your shoes, anxious and excited for what is to come, I can reassure you that the life of a pelican is one defined by discovering and gaining new intellectual understanding of our world. As a tertiary student, you will learn to interpret the world in new ways, and this is particularly true of UWI students. You will be taught to appreciate the diversity that is inherent in our world, while also being introduced to new ways of thought that challenge the status quo. A UWI student is a student that yearns for knowledge, who questions the norm and who appreciates the value of a good tertiary education and how it is capable of changing the world we live in. You are indeed now a group of leaders and innovators, thus making you a distinguished community that holds the power to change the world we live in forever. For us, Pelican Pride is not simply a slogan, but a way of life. I am confident that upon your graduation, you will proudly carry the strength and confidence it represents as you chart your professional career. So, young Pelicans, what does this extraordinary journey have in store for you? I know that for many of you sitting before me, you're asking yourselves, what next? Where do I begin? Can I actually do this? And can I complete 3 to 4 years of intensive training and tutelage? My short and simple answer is yes, you can. You have the world at your fingertips. As someone who has gone through your very experience, my best advice to you is to always remain confident in yourself and your capabilities. The fact that you are present here today, sitting amongst a crowd of intelligent and gifted students, proves that you are indeed capable of making the grade, of graduating from our prestigious institution and becoming worthy of the UWI name. Young Pelicans, the journey ahead will be difficult and filled with many challenges, but I encourage you to remain brave, confident, and determined. These are values, the values that will take you through some of the most difficult times during your tenure, and values that will support you as you chart your new path as young professionals. I encourage you to stay brave and do not be afraid to challenge tradition and think innovatively. As I said before, that is what we expect of you, that you will challenge tradition and always think innovatively. If you do that, that is how you become problem solvers. Do not allow the negativity and doubt of others to hinder you from achieving your inherent greatness. True leaders and innovators are not afraid of charting new paths, of challenging normative thinking, and of standing out among their peers. True leaders are not afraid of the occasional no, but are inspired by it to do better and to work harder. I think Steve Jobs is the perfect example of endurance, commitment, and believing in one's self. I think you all know that Steve Jobs was the innovator of the famous iPhone and iPod, and the revolutionary mind behind the way we listen to music and communicate with our peers. He was once kicked out, believe it or not, of his own business. Before becoming the great innovator and the owner of a multi-billion-dollar business, he was told by his peers that he was simply not making the grade. But rather than adopting a defeatist attitude, he used that rejection as motivation to do better and to work harder. As a student, you will encounter classes that will question your academic abilities. You may receive a failing grade or one which you are not accustomed to, and your ideas and the way you interpret certain concepts may be challenged. I've encountered students who become quite despondent and depressed because at the UWI they are getting C's, and whereas in high school they were getting A's. But do not despair. You can overcome all those obstacles if you persevere. I implore you to use these experiences as motivating forces. Do not be disheartened or feel defeated, but be invigorated to do better and work harder. You are all extremely bright, and intelligent individuals. And I am positive that amongst us, we have the next Steve Jobs. So be brave, remain strong, and remain determined. Life as a student will be filled with a wide array of experiences and emotions. Embrace the change that will take place over the next 3 to 4 years in your lives, and always try to transform the negatives into a positive learning experience. For the many who may feel as if they are unable to cope with the difficulties of tertiary studies, the university provides counseling services that can be accessed via the health center. We provide a thoughtful, calming, and caring listening environment in which our healthcare professionals are trained to help you through moments of difficulty. We do not judge and will always provide a listening and confidential ear. The UWI is committed to providing the best education possible, but we are also committed to protecting the welfare of our students. This experience, as many of you may already be aware, is not singularly focused on your education. Higher education is also about building and enhancing your social and professional networks. I therefore encourage you all to speak to your peers, acknowledge their abilities and gifts, and build strong and long-lasting relationships. This is where you will begin to build the foundations of your professional life. As all truly successful leaders have a strong network of colleagues who share similar interests and the determination to succeed. Open yourselves to learning from your peers and all the people around you. Will find a wide and diversified community on the Mona campus. Listen to their stories and support their progress. Be kind to one another, and I am emphasizing that. In our community, it is very important that you be kind to one another and never engage in activities that will degrade and violate the lives of others. We respect diversity on this campus. Great leaders are those who are capable of having mutual respect for their counterparts, even their business rivals. So I ask you to afford the same courtesies to your classmates. There are a multitude of societies on campus that will appeal to the imaginative artist, lyrical singer, diehard sports fan, and active debater in all of you. Your job now is to find one and begin to shine. I believe the Student Services Director will tell you there are over 100 clubs on this campus. Young Pelicans, this is your time to excel and grow into the outstanding leader you're destined to be. So as you begin this new phase in your life, I ask you to make a promise to yourselves. I ask that you promise yourselves that you will not squander this golden opportunity to learn, grow, and achieve. You must never, ever squander this golden opportunity. Promise yourselves to become more open-minded and embrace new experiences and people. Be an intellectual rebel. Become the next innovating Steve Jobs, a progressive thinking Nelson Mandela, an intuitive Maya Angelou, and artistic storyteller Louise Bennett. You're all capable of great things. So I ask that you promise yourselves to be great. And always remember the inspirational and sound words of someone closer to your generation than I am. Kanye West, shoot for the stars. So if you fall, you land on a cloud. Welcome once again to the University of the West Indies. Brace yourselves for a life-changing journey. As your teachers, We are all excited to see what your amazing minds have to offer our great nation. So work hard and achieve greatness. I wish you all a successful, exciting, and enlightening tenure at the UWI Mona campus. Let me finally leave you with the words of inspiration that have guided generations of pelicans before you to succeed, and which reminds them that they are a member of a great community. Orient's ex-Occidental looks, a light rising from the west. That is our motto. Always keep in mind that whatever path you take, both professionally and personally, insist on becoming the light of fortune, achievement, and hope for our society, and we work towards greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor MacDonald. I thought I saw the KC students coming in. KC, are you here? Yes. Stand, let us see you. Could never be KC, that's always making noise at Maninco. Okay, welcome to our KC students once again. Thank you. You know, it just struck me that some of you, particular students from our tertiary level institutions who are not regularly here or who may not have been at orientation, that you may not know your dean. So I'm going to just take a minute to introduce your deans to you. On my left, Professor Ian Boxill, who will stand, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. Social Sciences is the largest faculty on this campus. Next to Professor Boxill, we have Professor Paul Rees, the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology. And besides Science and Technology, and I think all our community colleges should know this person, the Dean of the Faculty of Medical Sciences, Dr. Tomlin Paul. Beside Dr. Paul, we have Mrs. Suzanne Fawkes-Golson, representing the Dean of the Faculty of Law. And beside Mrs. Fawkes-Golson is the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Education, Professor Warri Boko. These are the gentlemen and lady who will take you through the next few years of your experience here. And we, as I said, we know we have a committed set of deans. Thank you, deans. And now I'm going to ask our guild president to come forward, and we're going to ask our new students to stand, and our guild president is going to take you through the academic vow, which you will find at the back of your program. So all new students, please stand.
Can just read with me. Thank you. On three. 1, 2, 3. I solemnly promise that as a member of the University of the West Indies, I'll strive to follow the ideals of academic life, to love learning, to advance true knowledge, to show respect to the staff of the university and my fellow students, to lead a seeming life and set a worthy example, good behavior wherever I may be. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we come to one of the very special moments of this function. You will see on your programs the new students representative. At this point, what I would like to do is to introduce to you a student who is our matriculant for 2017 and who will act as the new students representative in a symbolic signing of the new students register, which is on the platform. In order to be the top matriculant, which this person is, the student entering the best with the best CSEC and CAPE grades combined is selected to be our matriculant to represent you. This year, I can tell you, the competition was extremely stiff, but one young man from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago outshone them all, and I tell you, it is amazing. His name is Rajiv Adrian Ram, and I'm going to ask Rajiv to come forward and stand with me on the platform while we tell you a little bit about him. Let's hear it for Rajiv. And before I tell you a little bit about Rajiv, and I tell you we had to call it because there's a lot to learn about him. With him today is his mother, Sadie Ram, who traveled from Trinidad to be here. And with her is Rajiv's aunt, Mrs. Karine Ratan Bellamy, who resides in Jamaica, and her husband, Mr. Andrew Bellamy, himself an alumnus of UWI and former Guild Council member for the year 2004-2005. So Rajiv is in good company. Thank you all for coming to support Rajiv. So let me just tell you as briefly as I can, and it was really difficult, I have to say, about Rajiv. Rajiv Adrian Ram hails from the village of New Grand, Princestown in Trinidad and Tobago. He grew up in a modest home with traditional values, and this has molded him into the person he is today. He says that he has been strongly influenced by his parents and his grandparents, who have always stressed the value of perseverance and diligence in everything that he pursued, always urging him to utilize his full potential. He attended Naparima College in San Fernando for 7 years, and there he pursued studies with diligence, resulting in his consistently achieving excellent academic grades, even while actively engaging in co- and extracurricular activities. In the 2014 sitting of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, his performance was outstanding. Just listen to these results which he received in one sitting. Additional maths, grade 1. Biology, grade 1. Chemistry, grade 1. English A, English B, Geography, Human and Social Biology, Integrated Science, Mathematics, Office Administration, Principles of Accounts, Principles of Business, Physics, Social Studies, Spanish, Technical Drawing. Let's hear it. Rajiv received grade 1 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16 at one sitting. He was ranked 7th in the Caribbean in Human and Social Biology, and he received the prestigious President's Gold Medal for his secondary education in 2014. And then he moved on. He wasn't satisfied. So in 2015 and 2016, Rajiv was equally impressive in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exams, CAPE. He was successful in 23 units across 13 subjects, achieving in those 13 subjects, those 23 units, he achieved in applied math he received, in biology, in CAPE chemistry, in CAPE geography, in environmental science, in physical education and sports, in physics, in pure mathematics, sociology, and in the double units of Caribbean studies and integrated mathematics, 1. In total, Rajiv has amassed a total of 20 grade 1s, 1 grade 2, and 2 grade 3s. And at Naparima College, He was also among the top 10 students in agricultural science, in biology, in Caribbean studies, in chemistry. I'm out of breath. In environmental science, in geography, in physical education, in sociology, and integrated mathematics at his own school. And just in case you thought that he was only focused on his academic studies and was just being a nerd, he has participated and won several national essay and art competitions, as well as ranking in the top 20 in the 2016 and 2017 installments of the Trinidad and Tobago Mathematics Olympiad. Rajiv, and by the way, I have kind of called this, you're not getting everything. He represented his high school in the 2014 Rotary Club of Port of Spain's Model United Nations General Assembly and was a featured speaker at the Sports Desk's 18th Secondary Schools Leadership Symposium in April 2017. He served as president of the Naparima College Interact Club. He was the most decorated scout of the school's troop, and he was the school prefect. He also believes in volunteerism, and so Rajiv also volunteered at the Princestown District Health Facility as a member of the Medical Records Department. Rajiv attributes his accomplishments so far to a few great philosophies and people. His faith in God, he says, has been unwavering throughout his life. His family, especially his parents, grandparents, and sisters, have been a source of encouragement for him. His teachers, and he wanted to make sure he recognized his teachers throughout his life has been supportive of his pursuit for excellence, and he thanks them all for this, including the principal and vice principal of Naparima College. He also wants us to thank especially his friend, Mr. Jesse Jones Armour, a second-year medical student right here at Mona, for his guidance and his advice on studying at Mona. He says he would not have been here otherwise. And why did Rajiv choose, and I didn't tell you this, he was accepted into the Faculty of Medical Sciences to pursue his MBBS here at Mona. And why did he choose medicine? Why did he journey to UWI Mona? Well, I'm sure because he had his friend here, that was probably one. But he said that he grew up with ailing grandparents and spending a long time with them in long hospitals waiting for them to receive care. He had seen that the University of the West Indies had always produced numerous care professionals who served not only his own nation, but the nations of the region, and he chose the UWI because of that. His guiding principle for life: remember the importance of passion, inspiration, persistence, improvement, helping others, and trusting in God. For being the top matriculant, I am pleased to announce on behalf of the Board for Undergraduate Studies that Rajiv has been awarded an UWI Open Scholarship to pursue his medical program. Ladies and gentlemen, our top matriculant for 2017, Mr. Rajiv Adrian Ram. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask Adrian to accompany me and what he's going to do is to sign the register. It's a symbolic signing on behalf of the matriculating students for 2017. And thanks to his family again. Mom, you must be so proud. Yes. At this time, we're going to call upon our Vice-chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles. Professor Beckles will bring you his remarks. And at a particular point, he's going to ask you to stand to recognize you, and then you will resume your seats after that. So now please help me to welcome to the podium our Vice-chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles.
Chancellor, Bermudez, Principal MacDonald, all of my colleagues here on the platform party, our president of the guild, students, our treasured matriculants, and Rajiv. I did not know that they had Trelawney yam in Trinidad. It has to be the Trelawney yam. Special welcome and congratulations. We are gathered this afternoon under a very dark cloud. The ill winds of Irma wreaking havoc across our Caribbean world. And we send our best wishes to our students, our friends, our colleagues, our government, all of our citizens across this region, that we are with them at this time. And of course, in this Caribbean world, hurricanes come and hurricanes go, but UWI is here to stay. Because we are here to build that resilience that is required to sustain the future of the Caribbean civilization. You know, Bob Marley has a great singing that every time Caribbean people come together to have a good time, the song man always spoil things. You have heard from Principal MacDonald. Now, he is a medic, and it is the responsibility of our medics to administer the cure for all of our problems. I am a historian, and my role is to tell stories. So this presentation is not a lecture. This is a little story, a conversation, so to speak, I'm having with our matriculants. Allow me to say at the outset that you are a small minority within a minority. We welcome you because we do not have enough of you in our company. Allow me to give you some basic statistics so as to situate you within this moment. If you take the age cohort 18 to 30, we in the English-speaking Caribbean, we have the lowest enrollment in higher education in this entire hemisphere. So, from Alaska to Argentina, we have the lowest enrollment in higher education among our young people in the entire Americas. Our concern is that not only are we at the bottom of the hemispheric pile in respect of our young people entering higher education, professional development, and skills training, we are concerned because we know that the potential of a society for economic and social development is a reflection of the number of its citizens who have had higher education, professional training, and skills development. So that should tell you, therefore, that we in the English-speaking Caribbean, we are in a very difficult situation. So each and every one of you in this room here this afternoon, you are precious. You are gold. And we welcome you. We wish that you, in the course of your journey here, to encourage your friends, members of your family to follow in your footsteps. And if each one of you next year can promise the Mona campus too, then we would be on our way. So, take the responsibility of this remit. Somewhere in the next 3 to 4 years, each of you encourage at least 2 or 3 other young people to come into UWI as part of their responsibility. I urge you. There is a conversation taking place among economists about the stagnation of our economies. The fact that poverty is increasing in our societies. After 50 years of independence, we are experiencing increasing poverty across the Caribbean. The challenge is the answer to this question. Is it a shortage of capital that's holding back our region? Or is it a shortage of skills? A shortage of the appropriately educated consciousness? A shortage of the mentality required to drive development? I believe, and my discipline is economic history, I believe it is the latter. It is a shortage of the relevant and critical skills required to attract the capital to drive economic development. And therefore, each of you, each matriculant, you are part of the solution to this Caribbean problem. Now, I promise not to lecture. Chancellor Hall people, put up your hand. No Chancellor Hall? Irwin Hall? Seacool? As Vice-chancellor, I am required not to take sides. But you would appreciate and you would understand if I say to you, I have a certain affinity for Taylor Hall. Because that is a vicinity that I know a little about. So you would forgive me. Taylor Hall, put up your hand. You are the 70th anniversary cohort. You are entering into this distinguished university which you and your forebears have built, have invested in. This gift to Caribbean people, this UWI, you have entered in the 70th year of its existence. And in this 70th year, there will be considerable reflection and celebration across our 4 campuses. All across the UWI system of this region, we are going to be celebrating our 70th anniversary, but we will be celebrating within the context of deep reflection about the future. So far, so good. Where do we go in the next 50 years? You have entered your university in the 70th year under the auspices of a new chancellor. And you are therefore the first cohort of the Bermudez generation. Mr. Bermudez is a distinguished Caribbean indigenous entrepreneur who has emerged in our societies, who have built and led enterprises that are Caribbean developed, Caribbean led, and serving the Caribbean people. He is a Caribbean entrepreneur. For 70 years, we have had chancellors who have been doctors and lawyers. And this is the first time our chancellor is from the entrepreneurial community. This is a significant development with powerful symbolic importance, because undoubtedly the major challenge facing us in the Caribbean today is the collapse of our economies in this world recession and the social consequences of that: poverty, violence, community despair, and a sense of concern about the viability of our culture. These are conversations that are taking place. And I would urge all of you matriculants to participate in these conversations. Participate in conversations about our culture, our literature, our art, our music, our economy, our institutions, our politics. Be a part of those conversations, because if you do not stand for something, you will stand for anything. And we wish you to be the voice of this university and the voice of our people at this critical moment. Not only are you entering the university in its 70th year under the auspices of a new chancellor, you are also entering in the first year of our new 5-year strategic plan. 2017-2022, what we call and what you will call the AAA strategy. Why do we call it the AAA strategy? The first A, access. We need to revolutionize access to university education in the Caribbean. We need to double the number of young people who are involved in university education. So we need an access revolution. And we are taking steps. Here are just 3 examples of the steps we are taking. We are expanding the open campus to enable thousands of you to access your programs through online learning. We are developing relationships with all of the community colleges in the Caribbean, and some of them have already determined that they would wish to be colleges of UWI. And so in the future, UWI will be made up of 4 campuses and hopefully a dozen university colleges across the Caribbean, which will enable students to move from the colleges into the campuses seamlessly. Thirdly, we are globalizing this university. we have determined that UWI is going to be on every continent of this planet in the next 5 years. Already, we are in North America. We have established, in partnership with the State University of New York, the UWI SUNY Institute for Leadership and Sustainable Development in New York. So UWI is already operational as a graduate school in New York. We are now established in China. We have established the UWI Suzhou Institute for Software Technology in Suzhou, in China, and I want to welcome especially all of those students who are enrolled in software engineering who will be going off to China next year and the year after. We need in this region to create a cadre of software engineers who will transform these economies. And so the software engineering program, whereby you will spend 2 years at UE, 2 years in China, you will return having spent a year in the technology park of Suzhou, you will return to the Caribbean a globally certified software engineering. I urge more of you to enroll in that program. Now, this morning I met a student who is enrolled in this program, and he said, Vice-chancellor, I am so looking forward to going to China next year to complete my education. And I said, why? He said, my mother told me when I was a child that she always knew I would go far. We have also laid the foundation to establish our institute in Africa, in Lagos, at the University of Lagos. And Professor Wariboko, who is here, is putting the final touches to the establishment of the UWI Lagos Institute for African Culture and History, and we will be enrolling students in that program in the next academic year. We have signed an arrangement to establish the UWI Center for Global African Affairs at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa, and that too will come on stream in the next couple of months. The only place we are not going to go, the only continent we are not going to go is Antarctica. And I have told my colleagues I would not object to the UWI Institute for Marine Studies in Antarctica, and I would encourage you to go when we so do. Don't mind the minus 50 degrees temperature. So your university is being transformed. Your university is being re-engineered. It will not be the same university by the time you have completed your degree program, because this is our responsibility to create a university that Caribbean peoples can continue to feel proud of, a fine university respected globally for Caribbean peoples, operating in the world with respect and with dignity. And so, matriculants, I welcome you all. We are going to win this test match against England this week. As you know, we were bowled out for a small sum, but I understand that we also have England up against the ropes. Now, how many of you are aware that the captain and the vice-captain of the West Indies cricket team at Lord's today are UWI students? How many of you are aware? that Jason Holder and Craig Brathwaite are both UWI students leading the West Indies team in this resurgence that is coming. How many of you are aware that of the 15 cricketers in England on this tour, 10 of them are UWI trained cricketers? We will do what it is our young people have always done. When things get rough and things fall apart, we, the students of this university, will come to the rescue and rebuild what needs to be rebuilt. That is our responsibility. And I'm very proud of those two students who have led the charge at Lord's and at Edgbaston to rebuild the test fortunes of West Indies cricket. Never let it be said that in the aftermath of Dr. the Honorable Usain Bolt, that our athletics will fall. Never let it be said. Because we have constructed the Faculty of Sport to make sure that there will never be a time in this future where Caribbean athletics will not be in the top echelons of the world's performance schedule. This is who we are, and this is what we will do. Against all of this background, I say to you, matriculants, you have a great burden to carry into the future. It is yours to carry. These are your responsibilities to carry. I know you will carry these responsibilities with dignity and pride. I know you will do that because I know that here at Mona and UWI, you will receive a first-class education, you will be nurtured, and you will be respected. Welcome, and God bless. Thank you. Matriculants, please stand. As the Vice-chancellor and officer of the university vested under Statute 5 with the authority to exercise general and specific supervision over the educational arrangements of the university, including authority for the admission of students, I am pleased to recognize all students admitted at the Mona campus to read for undergraduate degrees as duly matriculated, and all those admitted to read for undergraduate diplomas and certificates as having satisfied the relevant statutory requirements. I welcome all of you into the academic community of the University of the West Indies and wish for you every success. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. Well, you notice I'm much shorter than the Vice-Chancellor, so O'Shane, did you feel that energy coming from our Vice-Chancellor? Yes, we certainly did. Thank you. Thank you. That's the man that leads this university in so many different ways, and his energy is indeed extremely infectious. We know he has a bias for cricket, but VC, some of us have just stopped watching because the heartache is just too much. But we will never let go of the University of the West Indies, knowing that it is UWI leading them. We have to keep it going. Thank you very much, Sir Hilary, for your remarks and recognition of the new students. We're now going to ask Ms. Cecile Clayton, who is president of the UWI Alumni Association Jamaica chapter, to bring you a few words. After that, I'm asking the country representatives to get ready for the lighting of the candles ceremony. Let's have welcome Ms. Cecile Clayton.
Wagwan Massive. Congratulations, the class of 2020. The Vice-chancellor already outlined all the reasons why you are special. He took all of my speech away, so I won't repeat it. But one thing he did mention, you are special because 2020, you know what 2020 means. 2020 vision is the ultimate. You will have long sight, inspiration, vision, and mission. So go for it. I have only 2 minutes, so I won't be long. Just to let you know, in addition to all the words of caution, the exhortation that you have heard this evening, just to remind you that you're also children of the pelican. Now I'd like to explain to you what I mean by that. The pelican, as you know, is the symbol of the bird on our coat of arms, or the crest. And there's a special reason why it's there, because the pelican is found in all the islands of the Caribbean, and it is also known for its nurturing nature, that they will pull their heart out to feed their young. So we are a nurturing family. And you as children of the pelican, you will always, always be nurtured. I want you to remember that every day of the next 3 years or 5 years or 1 year, however long your course is, that you have a friend in the Alumni Association. If you have problems and you want mentoring, there is a mentorship program. You just go online and volunteer, and we will hook you up with somebody who can help you and guide you and so on. Now, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed about the next few years. It is going to be a challenge, but just remember this. You can be like Rajiv. Right? If you just, your mind, whatever your mind can conceive, you can make happen. Just remember that. And also remember that it's a fun time in life. You're going to make memories that will last you for the rest of your life. Now, I can tell you as a graduate, the 3 years I spent at Mona campus were without doubt the best years of my life. I know things are different now. We had far fewer problems back then. I won't tell you when I graduated, back, long before you were born. But it's still a time when the world is your oyster. You make of it what you will. Take advantage of all the opportunities that are presented on campus for extracurricular activities, sports, whatever. Find a mentor, whether it's somebody from the Alumni Association, a member of your teaching staff, a member of your hall staff. But, don't keep your problems to yourself, okay? And enjoy your friendships, make firm friendships that will last you throughout your entire life, as I have done. My best friend in life I met here on campus, and she still is my best friend. A lot of people think we are sisters because we even talk alike now. So anyway, I just want to congratulate you, to thank you for those of you who took the trouble to come, because this ceremony is important. And you are very special. Don't forget that. You're special for all the reasons the Vice-chancellor mentioned, and then some. So enjoy and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm now going to invite our country representatives to come forward. We're going to have a symbolic lighting of 18 candles, and these candles are being lit as a symbolic recognition of the countries and territories which support the University of the West Indies. So, I am pausing because I'm expecting to see people standing and I'm not seeing them. Oh, there you are. Oh, they wanted a drum roll. Let's hear it for our country representatives. So as I call the country, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados. You gonna come forward? Let's start again. Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos Islands. Let's hear it for our country representatives. I don't know how they get all these these lighters, you know, because smoking is prohibited, but we'll pretend we don't see them today. So, is it after 3 you're gonna light? 1, 2, 3, there you go, let's light. Okay, okay. One candle is missing. The candle for the University of the West Indies, I think, stands in the middle. O'Shane, were you to light that one? If you weren't, we just made you. Our matriculant, yeah, matriculant Rajiv, could you come forward and light the candle for the University of the West Indies? Thank you. There you go. Let's hear it for the countries that support and the University of the West Indies, and for our representatives up here, one who is dancing. Thank you all very much. Rajiv's candle is giving him problems. Ah, great. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you all very much. We're now going to invite the university singers to come forward and we'll enjoy the outstanding performance of the university singers at this time. Thank you. Let's hear it as they go back to their seats.
Just gonna give you next that stand quick.
Me never come off any high table. Me trust the Lord and me learn how to pray. Let's start it again, please. A little more volume. Thank you. Never come off any high table. Me trust the Lord and me learn how to pray. And me work hard as me is able. And just do good to me neighbor each day. Me start out life with little buying and selling. It grew so fast, oh Lord, it couldn't stop. So from that small and humble beginning, I move right up, fi own me own shop. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. The shopping spread and check in the post office, and the shopkeeper turned postmaster, me dear. And very soon I became the choir master. I lead the choir singing loud and clear. I soon was lending money like a banker to even those who don't call me them friend. But I just thank God and praise my Savior, who bless me that I have the money feeling. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone,
me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on.
So all the blessings that reach me, I share them. The shop I turned into one big Jamal class. So from shopkeeper, postmaster, and banker, I am big teacher, I'm moving up fast. Believe me, one thing lead to another, and it is plain for all to see. For I am very, very proud to tell you that last week I was made a JP. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. So I am happy, I am never complaining. For when life open up before me a door, I just thank God as I try to pass through it. But that door lead me to many more. So day by day me this a spread out and prosper right here on this new spot. And I just thank God for His guidance, and I thank Him for all that I got. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on.
I'd really love to ask, is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own soul? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get get together to fight this holy Armageddon.
One love.
When the man comes, there will be no doom.
One heart.
There is no hiding place for the Father of creation. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel
University Singers, this brings us to the end of what I hope you have been an extremely good evening for you. It has been our pleasure welcoming you and your parents and friends here this afternoon. We thank you again for making the University of the West Indies your home away from home. But before we close, we want you to join with us in singing a song which we hope by the time you leave in 3 years or 1 year, whatever it might be, you will know this song and it will mean something to you. So we're going to ask you to stand as we join in the singing of the university song, which is on the program. Everyone should have one. And just before we sing, just to explain that once the university song has been finished, we're going to ask you to remain standing while the platform party and the academic procession leaves this area. So thank you again. Enjoy the song. You feel free to move a little bit with the song. It's not one of those that, you need to exercise your shoulders with this song. So enjoy the university song. Enjoy your time at the University of the West Indies and have a very good evening.
From Caribbean islands, Guyana and Belize, was born our University of the West Indies, proud symbol of our oneness, our strength and unity. With vision clear, you came along to shape our destiny, to follow after knowledge, the truth to seek and find, to teach us love and justice, to liberate the mind. Today we see you rising, a light out of the west, that guide the feet of all who see the noblest and the best. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose work have brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. As from your noble portals your sons and daughters go, to face the world of challenges, to conquer every foe. We'll work and play together, and as time marches on, we'll never forget the lesson that the whole of we are one. UWI, we praise you, we lift our voice in song. We let our big drums roll loud and steel and spin ping pong. For you have shaped our lives so that we can truly say, to you we owe our gratitude, a debt we can repay. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose work hath brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. This is our university of the West Indies.
Just before you go, two important announcements. First of all, I'd like you to know that UWI is live and with living color on Carib Vision. UWI TV streams on Carib Vision, a regular feature. Please, when you get a chance to look on your cable TV, look for Carib Vision, and there you'll get to learn a lot about what's happening at the University of the West Indies. Today we are streaming live, and so we're going right across the region, and you will continue to see this on Carib Vision. On what? Carib Vision. Great. The other thing I'd like to let you know is that there are some students who did not get a chance to sign the register before coming to this ceremony. You may do so immediately after following the end of this ceremony. So once we have processed out of the tent those who did not get a chance to sign, please go to the tents and you will be able to sign. Thank you again.